Yes. So why have we assembled here? Clear? So this is an apt session. Apt. What we have coined is assiduous practice techniques. Assiduous meaning yaar theriyum? Yarukku theriyum assiduous? Yarukku theriyuma? Anybody? No. Assiduous.
Ma'am, எனக்கு தெரியும்.
One of you tell. யார் அந்த எனக்கு தெரியும்? எனக்கு தெரியும் யாரு?
Ma'am, I agree.
Yes, I agree. Tell.
ரொம்ப கேரோட பண்ணணும்.
கேரோட, சின்சியரா, கன்சிஸ்டன்டா பண்ணணும். That is what is assiduous அப்படின்னு பேரு. So இது எப்படி நாம பண்ணணும்? You all can switch on your video. Hi Srinidhi. Suprabhatam. So நமக்கு எங்கயாவது glitches இருந்ததுன்னா அங்க switch off பண்ணிடுங்க. Otherwise you can be there. Wow, Ashwatram. Madhav. அபினவ்னு பார்த்தேனே, அபினவ் இருக்கானா?
நான் பேரை ரீநேம் பண்ணிருக்கேன்.
ஓ, சரி, இட்ஸ் ஓகே. ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம எல்லாருக்குமே ஒரு விஷயம் கத்துட்டோம்னா we want to do some kind of varnam. I'll admit other people also. Okay, so what we want is to practice in a right way. நம்ம எல்லாருமே வந்து ஏதோ ஒரு விஷயம் பிராக்டிஸ் பண்றோம், எல்லாமே பண்றோம். பட் அது வந்து எஃபெக்டிவா பண்ணி எப்படி அதை ப்ரொடக்டிவா மாத்தி how are we going to do it consistently. எப்பவுமே ஒரு விஷயம் நம்ம பண்றதா இருந்தா வந்து ஓகே நான் ஒரு மாசமா இதையே பண்ண போறேன் அப்படிலாம் நினைச்சுக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. I'm doing it daily. That's all. Whatever you do, whatever practice you do for anything to learn, you should think that I'm doing it daily. Karthala எழுந்தவனே you have to plan your day. So when you do that, prioritize your work. Okay. According to the day, you have to prioritize your work in everything. So it is the same thing for music also. Whatever you do, see, you can have this as a general thing and also for the music specifically. So நம்ம இப்போ இந்த எப்படி நம்ம இந்த practice sessions நாம ப்ராப்பரா யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ணிக்க போறோம், or how are we going to start அப்படின்றது பார்க்க போறோம். So for that மெயினா நமக்கு தேவை வந்து ஒரு schedule. We need a schedule to have the practice. So இங்க என்னோட ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் நிறைய பேர் இருக்கா, அவளுக்கு எல்லாமே வந்து தேனும் I have given them schedules. கொடுத்திருக்கேன். வயலின் ஆகட்டும், வோக்கல்ல ஆகட்டும், I have given them the schedule as to how they have to do it for all the 7 days. So the திருப்பியும் நான் வந்து சொல்றேன். I'll tell you, and I am mostly using English because there are also people who do not know Tamil. I'll be using both the one second. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you the half-an-hour thing that you have to do. For half an hour, what you are going to do. You're not going to just do it for one day. You are going to do it for all the 7 days. So say, for example, we will start from Sunday. Today, like I'm going to do a 1 hour practice session. So what are the things that I can include? Again, depending upon your day. So today being Sunday, you might have a little bit of extra time. You must devote some extra time to practice that. So when it becomes any holiday or a day where you can devote more time, if you feel that you can devote more time, then extend your time according to that to 1.5 hours or 2 hours. So basically, I suggest all my students who are learning or who are into the category of varnams to have a practice session for a maximum of 2 hours. And those who are learning krithis and above that, or the advanced lessons, I don't have to say the time that you have to devote for your practice and what all you can do in those practices. It can be from anywhere between 3 to 4 hours. If you can really devote such a good time, it will be great. Or at least stick on to the basic 2 hours that is for the basic learners. So now, mark your calendars like Sunday. Okay, I'm going to sit for my practice. What is that I'm going to do on a Sunday? So let me start from my basic lessons, Sarli Swaras. So for the first 1 hour, or yeah, okay, let me have the maximum time so that you can, if you want, you can reduce it to half an hour or whatever, or to the maximum time that you can devote it. So I'm going to do for 2 hours. My first 1 hour is going to be for my basics. So today is Sunday. I will do my basic lessons. Basic lessons means what? These Sarli Swaras. Sarli Swaras, what all you can do? Whether you are a vocalist or a violinist, the first thing that you can do is the swarasthana practice. What is a swarasthana practice? Seniors, what is a swarasthana practice? Who can tell? Anyone can answer? Anyone?
Akara practice.
Who's that? Aha. No, it is akara practice is one of that. But first thing, swarasthana practice is the practicing of single note sustaining them. See, for violin, if you are a violin learner, then the swarasthana practice would be like you will do 4 counts of any particular note in one single bow. Okay, so it will be sa, re, ga, namari. It will be like that. So if it is your vocal session, then it will be, well, you will sustain the note for 4 units. This is your swarasthana practice. If possibly you can extend the note to 8 units, it will be great. Like for one full avartanam. One full avartanam is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have to sustain the note for one full avartanam, whether you are singing or you are playing it in the violin. And when you are, especially for the violinist, when you are doing that, you have to slowly bow it so that you can accommodate all the 8 notes in just one bow. Okay, you have to really be slow on your bowing so that it will be easy for you to accommodate the 8 units of sa in just one bow. We have already done that in this 10th Sarli verse where you will split your pa into 2 fours. Sa di gama pa gama pa pa. That other than the 8 units. That is the 8 units of bowing a swaram. So this is your swarasthana practice. You will do it for all the 7 notes in the arohanam and also come back in the avarohanam also. Okay, so sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. All the notes in 8 units. And again, sa, ni, da, da, பண்ணக்கூடாது. Do not slide the note when you are doing the swarasthana practice. That is one wrong thing that we all do when we do the common mistake that we all can do. So try to avoid that. You have to be just straight on the dot on the note. So that will sustain the note and you will have a good quality of the note that you are singing. So never slide or glide a note when you are doing a swarasthana practice, whether it is vocal or violin. Glide, slide, and sa, ni, ga. That's the maximum slide that you will do when you are doing a basic thing. So do not do that. So if you have come up to the gamakam level, definitely we'll have the intention of doing it, but try to avoid that. So that will be the best thing that you can do. So this will be your first practice, swarasthana practice in Maya Mala Gaula, which is the basic lesson that we all have learned at first. So after this, then what we are going to do is singing the sarali swaras in first, second, and the third speed. So this swarasthana practice will take a maximum time of 15 minutes. You can extend it up to 15 minutes of time. So in 1 hour, we have finished our 15 minutes. Okay. So then will be your first speed, second speed, and third speed of the sarali swaras. For this, again, I split this into 2 ways of practicing. One is playing the first sarali, playing the sarali swaras in first, second, and third speed, one after the other, like sari, and again sticking on what is the speed that I'm going to stick on to render the first speed. Ipo we have to stick to a basic speed so that the second and third speed will also be perfectly in a speed with the first speed. Always stick on to the first speed. Fix up your X. Your X is your first speed. So first speed should be basically a little bit slower when you are starting a practice for the first time. So you can always increase your speed later. You can increase your first speed, and accordingly the second and third speed relatively it should be equal, properly spread. So what you can do is stick on to a basic speed. Sari, ga. Again, stick on to 4 counts per beat so that it will be uniform. Sari, ga, ma, like that. Okay. Pa, da, ni, sa, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa is your first speed. Now the second speed. Sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. Now third speed. Sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. Sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. So like this, you will complete how many hours early verses that you have learned. The basic thing that we learn is 14. So we will complete all the 14 in the first, second, and third speed respectively. So this is one set of practice for the Sarli verses. So this will again take some 15 minutes. So your half an hour is over. So the next set of practice that you can do with the Sarli verses themselves is, one second. The next set of practice for the Sarli verses that you can do is singing all the 14 in first speed, singing, and when you reach to the 14th Sarli verse, again you will start your first Sarli verse in second speed. You complete everything in second speed. Okay. So, and again singing all the Sarli verses. When you reach to the 14th Sarli verse in second speed, do the third speed. So all this will be done in a stretch. There's no break when you do that. So like sa, what is the last one? Sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da da pa ma ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa sa di ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. You'll again go fully up till this 14th one, and again when you do the 14th in second speed, you will again start the sa di ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. Okay, this will again take some 15 minutes, so that will be your 45 minutes. Okay, so the last 15 minutes you can stick on to some other ragam that you have learned if you are an advanced learner. What I mean by saying is, see here we after the alankarams, you know, in our school we'll go to the geethams, and once we come to the once we finish the Malahari geetham, when we do the geetham in Mohanam, we learn the alankarams in Mohanam. So you will be introduced to your Mohana Raga Alankaram when you are in your this thing geethams, when you have come up to that level. So for those people, you can include any ragam. So when like for those who have completed the geethams, you will have a choice to practice the ragam in some. You will have the choice to practice some other ragam also. And for advanced learners, you will have many ragams like that. Not only Sampurna ragam and also the other ragams. So we are going to have a separate session for more things to come. So now the big thing is practice techniques. Practice techniques include learning of everything. Knowing your theory, knowing how to sing, knowing where to stress, where to give a lighter tone, everything. There are much more to come in the coming sessions. But now I'm sticking on to the basic practice techniques, which will help you to be a better listener, better learner, and everything as a whole musician. So now, the last 15 minutes, I would suggest you to devote to some other alankaram that you have learned, that you know. It might be anything, like an Audava ragam, a 5-note ragam or a 6-note ragam, or even a Sampurna ragam. Just be it Shankarabharanam or Kalyani or whatever. So this will be your first 1 hour. First 1 hour is over now. So don't you think this is an exhaustive session of practicing? Any one of you have ever tried like this? Any one of you? I want to see I want to see at least one yes. Anyone? Yeah. Srinidhi is saying yes. Who's that no? Anyway.
Auntie Madhan.
Panirkya? Very good. No? Oh, no, Madhan. That's okay. I hope you will do it at least from now on, right? So see, whenever, see, we do not do certain things because we don't know how to do it. I don't blame you that you are all lazy people or you don't want to practice. Most of us do not try because we don't know how to go about it. We need some kind of a guidance or we are tuned like that. Because we always receive instructions from our school, we receive instructions from our parents, we receive instructions from elsewhere. Always we want someone to tell, no, okay, do this, do that. We have also become like a robo, computer. But computer also these days, when you type it for the first time, it will search. But for the next time, it will, suggest that, do you want this? It starts to suggest. So that is the thing that a computer can do, what we have created. So imagine the amount of capacity that the brain has to receive. Okay, your first 1 hour is over now. And so is going to be our 1 hour 40 minutes. It is going to end in just another 7 minutes. And we'll again log in to the second session at 7. I'll give you a 15 minutes time break. That is for you to compile what has happened in the first session. Okay. I'll ask you what you have written. You might show me your screen, or you might explain me. However you do it is fine with me. So this one full hour is over. So now coming to the second session, what are we going to do with the second session of practice in those 60 minutes? So I told you the first session would be for your basic, and the second session is for what you are learning currently. So before going to the second session, like the lesson that you are learning it new, say, for example, you are learning a geetham in Shuddha Saveri. Okay, Analekara geetham, you are right now learning. So now again, what you should do is, do not start to practice the geetham directly. So you can, what you should do is instead, first do the Arohanam and Avarohanam at least some 15-20 times. Again, starting with the Swarasthana practice. Sa, Re, Ma, Pa, Da, Sa. Again, you have to do the Avarohanam again, same way. Then Sa, Re, Ma, Pa, Da, Sa, Sa, Da, Pa, Ma, Re, Sa, Sa, Re, Ma, Pa, Da, Sa, Sa, Da, Pa, Ma, Re, Sa. Okay. So you will do this as many times as possible for at least some stick on to some 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And you can, and if you are a vocalist, then you can do it in akaram. Like that. Again, stick on to the 3 speeds. So if you are an instrument player, you are a violinist, then you can again sustain the notes or try to accommodate as many notes as possible in a bow and do it. Okay. Yeah, this is one thing. This is the first thing. So this will take some 10 to 15 minutes of Shuddha Saveri. And if you have written, or if you have the alankaras in Shuddha Saveri, or you should have, okay, rather than let me put it right way. So Shuddha Saveri Alankaram. So how is that Shuddha Saveri Alankaram will come? We know Alankaram in Maya Malo Gaula. So what is Shuddha Saveri Alankaram? Shuddha Saveri Alankaram is just the same as what you have as Saptatala Alankaras. You can convert. You can, you can do Alankaras in any ragam when you know the notes clearly, and also when your notes are straight. When you have straight notes. Straight notes na enna? Straight notes are that goes with the flow of the Arohanam, okay, without any zigzag. Zigzag is Sari, Sa, Pa, Ma, like that. Adu vandu Datu mari varudhu. So those are zigzag notes. So you don't have to choose ragams that are not straight away. You can very much choose a ragam which does not have all the 7 notes. It can be a 5-note ragam, a 6-note ragam, or a 7-note ragam, or a combination of all the 3. Okay, either 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 6, or 6, 5, okay, or 5, 7, or 7, 5, whatever. In this combination, when you have straight notes, when the notes go in line one after the other, you can very much choose these ragams for the practicing of alankarams. So now coming to Shuddha Saveri Alankaram. How are we going to do it? So first thing I would suggest is you all write down the alankarams in the ragam that you are going to practice first. So that will be with you forever, and you can always relook into these alankarams whenever you want to practice in a particular ragam. Okay. So I'll just sing the Rupakatala Alankaram for you, because it is yeah, that is the best thing that I can explain you. We will do the next sessions with all the alankarams and all that. And the second session will be mostly from your side. So I'm going to extract information from you all and make you play and sing. That will be a second session, so be ready. And so now the Rupakatala Alankaram in Shuddha Saveri. How will it come? Sari sari ma pari ma re ma pada ma pada sa. And you can use those fillers. Da sa ri ma sari ma pa ma. That is the maximum possible note that you can do vocally and also on the violin. Rima, Rima, Pada on the higher octave will be a little bit difficult, and you don't have to do, and we do not always do that. To know all the notes in all the octaves, there is yet another kind of a practice which we will deal with in the second session. So now, this again, so when you have reached the higher pa, so it's time now for you to come down, return, do the Avarohana Krama. Ma ri sa ma ri sa da ri sa da pa sa da pa ma da pa ma ri pa ma ri sa. And always you can go down to the lower octave. Okay, so I'll now close this session with this. We have come to the end of this session. So this is how you will do. So this alankaram you will practice in all the 3 speeds. Okay. So for vocal practices, you can use the swara and do the practice like this is one way. And another practice is you can do the akara, ukara, umkara. Okay. Singing the notes individually. Like that. Then the ma should be separate practice, not like how I have sang. I just told you how it will come when you do all those ma practice. So violin is what you can do is you can go together and see if you are able to accommodate 4 notes in a bow, 8 notes in a bow, 6 notes in a bow, like that. So this practice of doing the alankaras in another ragam. So like in the lesson that you are learning will help you to go to the lesson or practice the lesson more smoothly. So when you do this, after that, when you are going to practice the Shuddha Saveri Geetham, it will definitely be easy for you. So this will again take some half an hour when you are going to this, take up all the exercises that I have now told you of practicing the alankarams in 3 speeds with the notes, with the akara, ukara, umkara sadhakam. And for violinists, you have to go together and see. And the next half an hour would be practicing of what you have learned to a maximum or a minimum time of 5 times. 5 times. So if you have learned the Shuddha Saveri Geetham fully, then it will be like you will do it completely. Or take a single line, do it for 5 times. Okay. Single line means 1 full avartam. Or better, you can first do the swaram, and if what you have learned has a sahityam in it, then do the sahityam after that. Do the swara 5 times, do the sahitya 5 times. This will definitely take another 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. And you can extend that up to a half an hour time. So this will be for 1 day. Whatever practice I have told you now will be for your 1 day. Okay. So the rest, whatever lessons we have now, say Janta Varsa, you can again stick on to the first session. You know, you can write in, you can do the Janta Varsa for your first basic sessions. And again, the new lesson for your second half of the session. And whatever new lesson you are going to do, or whatever older lesson that the higher lessons that you have learned, you can do the practice of alankaras or whatever in that and continue the same. Again, coming to the 3rd day. So Monday will be this, and again Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, stick on to the same schedule. And just in case if you're not able to do any of these, you will have to have it in your mind that you have to add it to the next practice sessions. And need not necessarily be your first session should be your basic lessons, and then the second will be the higher lessons. You can always switch it. If you are very much energetic and you want to do your new lesson right away in the first session of your practice, you can do. And if you are able to combine both these sessions and sit for 2 full hours and do these practice, then start from the basic and do. This is how you will be doing your practice sessions. Okay. So we all will discuss now as to, or maybe you can have your own kind of schedule rather than me giving you what are you going to do on your Sunday, on a Monday or a Tuesday. You can have it of your own choice. Okay. So what I want you all to do is put a practice session for 2 hours like this and show me in your next class, not in the next session. Definitely, I know you can't do it. Or if you will be able to do it in the 15 minutes of time that is there available now for you, it will be of great help for you. And I can also know how much you have understood what I have told you. If you can put up the practice sessions for all the 7 days into 2 sessions as to what you're going to do from today for the next 7 days, it will be great. Okay. So I'm winding up now. We will do it in the next session at 7 a.m. Nana சாப்பிட்டுட்டு வந்துருங்க எல்லாரும் ஏதாவது. Namaskaram. Meet you again.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.